So, what's the real secret to building a championship team? We always talk about the star players, right? But what if the magic ingredient, the thing that really makes them win, is hidden somewhere else entirely? Well, a recent study went looking for it. So, for this explainer, we're diving into a really fascinating study from 2024, published in the Sport Management Review. And these researchers, they got an all-access pass to go behind the curtain with some of the best sports teams in the world. And they were hunting for the answer to that one huge question. What is the secret sauce? What makes these teams win year after year? And what they found is pretty surprising, and honestly, it applies way beyond just sports. Okay, so the first big insight from the study is that we're often looking in the wrong place. The key isn't just the athletes on the field. It's the invisible engine that powers them. It's the team behind the team. This is what the researchers call the performance support team. And it's exactly what it sounds like. A whole crew of specialists. We're talking physiotherapists, data scientists, psychologists, nutritionists, you name it. All of them working together for one single mission, to make the athletes perform at their absolute peak. And we're not talking about just any teams here. The researchers talked to 18 key staff members from the absolute top tier of global sports. Think English Premier League soccer, high-octane Formula One racing, and both summer and winter Olympic programs. These are places where a split-second decision can be the difference between gold and nothing. But here's the catch, and this is what the study really dug into. You can assemble all the geniuses you want in one room and still fail, right? A team full of experts isn't necessarily an expert team. So, what's the difference? What really makes them click? The first key, they found, is the team's architecture, its basic structure. You can think of it like the blueprint for a house. If you get that blueprint wrong, the whole thing is going to be wobbly, no matter how fancy your materials are. And this slide really shows the two competing models. On the left, you've got that classic top-down hierarchy. One person called it the ladder approach. It's rigid, and it can really shut down good ideas from bubbling up. But on the right, that's what the winning teams do. A flat structure, a circle approach, where everyone has a voice and accountability is shared. And this quote from a nutritionist on a Formula One team just says it all, doesn't it? He said it didn't matter who you were or how long you'd been there. Everyone was on the same level. And because of that, everyone could contribute, and that was the key to their success. But a flat structure is only half of the blueprint. The other half is something the study calls a shared mental model, which is really just a fancy way of saying everyone is on the same page. They all know the big goals, they know exactly what their job is, and they understand the unique pressures of their sport. It's about getting everybody's brain wired together. Okay, so you've got the blueprint. But a blueprint is just paper without the right building materials, right? This is where hiring the right people comes in. And the research is really clear on this. It's about so much more than just what's on a resume. The study found 4 key attributes that really matter, and they kind of build on each other. First up, of course, is role proficiency. That's the price of admission. You have to be good at your job. But that's just the starting line. Next, you need open-mindedness, the willingness to listen to other people, to other experts, and not be totally locked into your own way of thinking. You can't have a fixed mindset. On top of that, you need adaptability. I mean, the world of elite sport is chaos. It's fast, it's unpredictable. You have to be able to roll with the punches and adjust on the fly. And then we get to the last one. And according to this study, this might be the most important personal trait of all: humility. The ability to listen, to put the team first, and to understand that no one person is bigger than the mission. And if you want to know how important humility is, just look at its opposite. When the researchers asked these top-level professionals, what is the single biggest thing that destroys a team? The answer came back again and again and again. One word: ego. So, you've got the right structure, you've got the right people. The last piece of the puzzle is the glue that holds it all together. The study calls it social capital, but you and I would probably just call it chemistry. And it all begins with trust. See, trust sets off this amazing chain reaction. It starts when you establish real trust and respect among the team. That foundation then creates what's called psychological safety, where people feel safe enough to speak up, to disagree, to throw out a crazy idea without getting their head bitten off. And only when you have that can you get to the magic, productive challenge, the kind of healthy debate where the best ideas win. This quote from a physiologist working with Olympic athletes just nails it. Without that baseline of trust and respect, any attempt to challenge an idea just turns into a fight. It becomes destructive conflict instead of productive progress. All right, so why does all this matter to those of us who aren't training Olympic athletes? Well, because these ideas, they're not just for the locker room. They're for the boardroom, the operating room, the classroom, anywhere a team needs to perform. So let's just recap the 4 big pillars we've talked about. Number 1, get your team structure right. Think circle, not ladder. Number 2, build a shared mental model so everyone's aiming at the same target. 3, hire for the right attributes and put humility right at the top of that list. And 4, build that social capital, because trust makes everything else possible. Seriously, it doesn't matter if you're in a tech startup, a nonprofit, or a creative agency. This is a universal blueprint for building a team that can achieve incredible things. So I'll leave you with this one question to take back with you. Look at the people you work with every day. Are you just a collection of individual experts working near each other? Or are you a truly expert team? Because the difference is everything.